Now, before I introduce our next speaker, I've been a secondary principal for 17 years, and trust me, I've seen a lot of things, but this is a first. And when you see in your program it says valedictorian and class president, it is truly the first time in my 17 years I've seen this. Grant came to me and said, Tesdahl, do I need to write 2 speeches? I said, nope, one's sufficient. He said, good. So, with that being said, let's welcome a first, an exceptional young man, Grant Tesdahl.
No, you can't use that. That's mine.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Mr. Tesdahl, school board members, teachers and staff, parents, grandparents, family members banished to the Zabe Theater, the millions of people that will be watching this speech on YouTube, how you doing? And most importantly, the graduating class of 2014. As this year's only senior speaker, I wanted to deliver a speech that would truly embody you, the class of 2014. To do this, I prepared this speech the same way that all of us studied for tests and wrote essays our senior year. So late last night, when my Wi-Fi was down, there was nothing good on TV, and everyone I was texting had fallen asleep, I opened up a 6-pack of Red Bull, turned off my Xbox, and began this very speech I'm giving to you. So buckle up, ladies and gentlemen, not for a wild ride, but so that when this speech inevitably crashes, you will not be severely harmed. Earlier this year, my grandmother passed away. She was a wonderful woman, and at her funeral, my uncle delivered a very powerful eulogy. In it, he quoted Maya Angelou, who coincidentally died a little over a week ago. She said, "I've learned that people will forget what you did, people will forget what you said, but people will never forget how you made them feel." And it's so incredibly true, isn't it? Most of our memories become forgotten over time. I, for one, remember nothing of middle school. I'm not sure what happened to those awkward years, but right now I have a 3-year span of static in my mind. These memories shift in and out of our thoughts, but our feelings never leave. Author Miguel de Unamuno wrote, "Man, they say, is a reasoning animal." And what differentiates him from other animals is perhaps feeling rather than reason. I've seen a cat reason more often than laugh or weep. Perhaps it laughs or weeps within itself, but then perhaps within itself, a crab solves equations. With this in mind, aren't emotions the most human thing we have? Not our intelligence, but how we build relationships and interact with each other. Laughing, crying, yelling the senior chant during Pep Fest, even taking selfies with our friends is what really differentiates us from other animals rather than our ability to think through our actions step by step. Our feelings never leave, and neither do the relationships we work to build and grow. Maya Angelou's quote isn't saying that our words and actions are meaningless, but they need to be positive and deliberate to foster close relationships. Look around you, class of 2014. These 400 people have surrounded you for the majority of the past 12 years of your life. That's a long time. They've surrounded you with their kindness and support, and even some snuggles in our extremely lame senior prank on Tuesday. They've pushed you to be your best and picked you up after your countless failures. You see, life isn't about the awards on a wall or the number of followers you have on Instagram. It's about the connections you make. No, not the connection to Wi-Fi you have right now to check Twitter on your phones. Yeah, I'm talking to you, Josh and Kamar. You've tweeted enough for one lifetime. It's about the connections you make with people. These connections, whether they're through school or work or eHarmony, shape and mold our lives and lead us down a path to happiness. People will not remember the things you've said or what you've done, but they will remember how you made them feel. Later down the road, you may not remember the tennis and softball teams winning state. You may not remember the score of the game in Hockey Day, Minnesota, but you will remember the pride you had for the Elks and how great it felt to beat Rogers. Later down the road, you may not remember Mac Berglove and Clay Elrod dancing around in tutus and leotards at your final homecoming pep fest. Actually, you might, because that was ridiculous. You may not remember that Dennis Bartoszewski broke the career rushing record at the game later that night. Or that you may not remember that Dennis wasn't even the fastest person on the field that game. Yeah, I'm looking at you, Mr. Jordan. But you will remember how exhilarating the day was, and that when it finally came to a close, you began to realize that it was your first of many lasts in high school. Later down the road, however, you will certainly remember that in 2014, Taco Bell began selling breakfast, because those waffle tacos combined with Baja Blast are nothing short of legendary. And speaking of great food, that today is National Donut Day, so please go out and celebrate after. The donuts will appreciate it. Later down the road, you may not remember turning this funny-looking cat toy from one side to the other, or how uncomfortable these weird square hats are, or I guess even a word really of what I'm saying in the speech, like, at all. But you remember the pride you had in yourself at this impressive accomplishment. You know what? Since you're not really going to remember much of this speech, I think might as well just speak from my heart. So. Okay. Your goal in life should be to change the world, but you can't do it on your own. To change the world, you need to impact the lives of as many people as you can. Every word you say, every action you take, needs to be deliberate and meaningful. Simply by existing, you're touching the lives of other people, but you need to do more. So follow your heart, not your head. Doesn't matter, it takes courage, but it doesn't matter if your heart is telling you to run for office or kiss Kelly Erdahl at the final pep fest. Follow your heart and have no regrets. It won't be easy, but you are the class of 2014. The world is waiting. But before you go, let's make this speech a little more human and a little more emotionally charged with the newest addition to the Oxford Dictionary, a selfie. Smile. You can find me on Twitter at @Grant_Tesdahl, on Facebook at Grant Tesdahl, and Instagram at Grant Tesdahl. So thank you for this opportunity, and enjoy the road ahead of you.